here we go. Hello, 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 says the man who stutters. Hi, folks. My name is John Peasy. Welcome to Cool Crap We Love, episode number 32. 32. That's right. Walt is, is it 33? Walt's saying 33. No, it's 32, Walt. And welcome. Tonight's show is about potpourri, which means that we're going to talk about anything about the cool crap that we grew up, live, all the things. There's a multiple of things that we grew up with. So this will be kind of fun. Hey, today is January 27th, Wednesday, almost the end of the month. It's a new world, and I'm happy to be here. So let me bring on our co-host in crime, the wonderful Walt, or they call him Vilt, Papa Booner. I think that's his name. Where are you, Vilt? Come on in here.
Yeah.
There you go. Looking good. Check the shirt again.
Yeah, I went up in the closet and I pulled out some stuff.
It's the same stuff.
I looked. I told you I'm going to start dressing myself in plaid.
I think I have a feeling that even the moths was like, I'm not going to eat that shirt. I'm not going near that.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm not eating that. So we apologize. We apologize for the late start. We had a little bit of a problem, little technical difficulties.
It's my fault too. It's all my fault.
That's all right.
I wanted to reboot my computer because my stuff wasn't lining up. I was showing you this magic trick I've been playing with today. Look at this. This is so cool. I'm really
show everybody that magic trick.
This is cool. Here's the phone. Actually, turn on my phone. You can't see. It's got a white screen.
John's regular cell phone.
That is my cell phone with it. It is. So you attach this handkerchief to it like this, but you have to turn the phone on. There you go. So you attach the handkerchief, so you hold it right there and look, and you can just grab it and pull it right through. Look at this. Right through the
phone went off, but whatever.
Once the phone goes off, it kind of kills the trick. I got to figure out a way to keep the phone on so you can do the trick all the way to the end.
Somewhere by default in the world is the suckiest magician.
I'm right here.
I think we may be doing the show with you.
I put the handkerchief through the people going like.
Every trick you do sucks on this.
Finally, a new background, Walt.
I did that on purpose. Shut up, Dan Nav.
Dan Nav. He's a Mets fan. He's got that Mets logo over there.
He is a Mets fan.
Hey, so this is a strange week. This is the week where we're doing a potpourri. What the heck does potpourri mean anyway, Walt?
Actually, it's called potpourri.
Thank you very much. I'm using it wrong the same way I call you Vilt Pupilio.
It's potpourri. It's a little bit of everything. There's not one subject. And last night about 2:00 in the morning, I said, "Oh my God, I forgot to look this up." So I started looking things up that were popping into my head that we never brought up on other shows, and came up with these. We don't have a lot of them, so we got to spend a lot of time on them.
I still call it potpourri.
I know you do, and
it's like tomato, isn't it?
It's not. Nobody calls it potpourri.
So is it French?
Potpourri.
Potpourri.
I don't know. It sounds like it's French.
Potpourri. It works for me.
Isn't potpourri like something you light up and you smell? You light the water and you put the flakes in it, and it gives a smell to the house.
What women do in a bathroom, they put the potpourri, don't they? Is that when I was a kid, I remember my mother used to have potpourri in the bathroom, and in addition to that, there was a little glass bowl.
Yeah.
With round balls filled with some sort of disgustingly sweet smelling somethings.
Those called shampoo balls, you nut job.
No, I don't think they were shampoo balls.
Yeah, no, they were. You put them in a bath, they dissolve and make a bath like soothing. That's what that was. You weren't supposed to eat those, you nut job.
Who's saying we're eating them? The smell of them made me sick. They were like little round balls, and you could squish them like. And I remember if they broke open, you'd be like, "Ugh."
Bro, that was bubble bath.
I don't know. I just never liked it. Whatever it was.
Well, you know what? You just told me that your mother took bubble baths.
I didn't know my mother took bubble baths. I had no idea. Yeah. Now,
sorry, I had to break the news to you.
That's correct. But now that you're on with this heavy duty information, I'm sure it's going to be
expert. I'm an expert of nothing.
Hey, by the way, I got somebody in our who logged in, so I'll keep him as a surprise. You can't see a person, can you?
I can't. No.
No, I see. See, I have a green room down here, and there's somebody in the green room.
You know the person?
We both know the person.
All right. Well, don't bring him up yet.
No, I'm not. I'll bring him up later, but just letting you know he's there.
All right. Oh, it's a he. So we've narrowed it down.
Oh, you see that? He's taking a bubble bath.
Right.
Let's bring on
Rubber ducky, you're the one.
And we have tons of people watching right now too. We're up to like 800 or so right now. You know, I was looking at who was it the other day? I'm looking at a guy who came on and talked about the VRI. So these apparently like some sort of creatures that live under the ground and can invade the human body and make you behave in certain ways, almost like invasions of the body snatchers. The VRI, they're called the VRI, right?
Okay.
And they're like alien, snake skinny. They're reptilian kind of people, and they live on the ground. And the guy's got like, I'm watching this video and I'm laughing, and the guy has like 500 million views. You know, I'm thinking, all right. And so I said, let me know.
You're losing me describing it.
Well, it's true. It's niche stuff. But then I look at a guy who's talking about, Biden has got the evil blood of the, I don't know,
the Antichrist,
and all that kind of stuff. And I see like the guy just put up the video 4 minutes ago and there's 270,000 views. And then I look at the Cool Crap Show and we look at, we have 29.
38 on a good day.
Yeah, and that's on like BitChute. that's the place that really we're getting the most action.
You know what? To our good fortunes here, BitChute is not really known that well, so it's going to take off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's true. Hey, I just got in the message here in the chat, and it's Charlie Fisher. Sonny Fox from Wonderama died.
You know who else died today? Cloris Leachman.
That's right. Cloris Leachman, another great actress. You know, Sonny Fox, I had spoken to about, and Charlie was the one who brought it up to me. He said, you should put Sonny Fox on the show. And I did. I called Sonny about a couple months ago, October maybe.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it.
Nice guy. Nicest guy. And he said to me, I'm not feeling I have some issues right now, but if you want to give me a call back after the new year.
So he wasn't lying.
No, he wasn't lying. I'm sorry. I said, you sure you're not? And he sounded great on the phone. And he goes, I'm an entertainer. I could turn anything on. He was like, very nice man.
That's awesome.
Sonny Fox. Sorry about that.
But you know, they're all dying. I mean, everybody's dying. It's literally like one a day now. Famous
just
people.
like Cool Crap Show.
Yeah, right. Just like us starting on time. Is dying.
Here we go. Axel J. Hello, Axel J. Axel J is a great radio guy, by the way. He has a great radio voice, great sense of humor. Right? Am I right? Am I thinking the right Axel? Is my thinking the right guy, Axel J? He taught me how to put a pillowcase on the Be Big Soupy. Ah, okay.
Who's that? Wonderama guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't that Bob McAllister?
No, Bob McAllister came after.
Oh, see, that's the guy I remember.
That's the guy. I grew up Bob McAllister too. As a matter of fact, Bob McAllister was a magician in New York City, and who used to do kid shows, and eventually
Bob McAllister, is he still alive?
No. And he used to do "Kids Are People to Wackadoo, Wackadoo, Wackadoo."
No, I like that. They used to have a guy that would come on there, and he would draw your name. He would say, he put like John, and then he'd make that into some kind of picture that was perfect.
I do remember that. I do. And hello, Latifa. I do remember that. And see, Sonny did it first. He did the Wackadoo Wackadoo song first, apparently. All right. I didn't know that. But I will tell you, the thing that impressed me the most when I was a kid watching Wonderama, which we could do a whole show on Wonderama. I loved Wonderama as a kid. And I also loved Bozo.
Remember it.
You don't remember Wonderama?
Yeah, barely. I mean, it was a stupid little show.
No, it was great as a kid. Well, look, I used to love Wonderama and Bozo's Magic Circus, which was out of Chicago.
Right.
TGN.
What was his name? His name was Larry something. He just recently died too, about 2 years ago.
Aren't we the happy-go-lucky show?
Thanks for keep bringing up dead people, man.
Next week's show is about who dies this today.
Yeah, let's name somebody and see if they die.
Okay. I got an itchy nose here. Uh-oh, COVID. So, Wonderama, there was two reasons I watched it. Reason number one was because they always had a great novelty act. That guy used to draw your name in a picture. It was great, but they always used to have a magician Always, because Bob McAllister was a magician, and he would hire, and they used to bring on magicians and jugglers and Society of American Magician people and all this stuff as friends and all that. I loved watching the magicians. And then the second thing was that at the end of the show, they used to have those stupid little canisters. Remember? Yeah. I forget what it was. You had to do the challenges or whatever, and then you opened up the
snakes popped out of them.
Yeah, and if you got the one that had the bouquet of flowers,
I remember that.
You won everything.
Yes, I do remember that. But if you opened them up, those spring snakes popped out and scared you.
And that, for a 7-year-old back in 1960, that was a big thing. Today,
and if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, they looked like Pringles cans, right, with a screw on top.
Yeah, they were snake cans, is what they were. They're gags, snake cans from the gags.
Snake cans. And you know what's really impressive? I'm going to tell you what's really impressive is that we talked 16 minutes about Wonderama.
12 minutes. 12 minutes and 8 seconds.
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
12 minutes and 8 seconds about Wonderama because we don't have a lot of pictures.
That's not true. We have plenty of pictures, and I just want to make another point because now, remember before I told you before the show I was very tired?
Yeah.
Okay, I was really tired. And I went upstairs to get a cup of coffee, and I saw in the cabinet there was a bunch of chocolate-covered almonds. I grabbed a handful of those, and now I feel like I could fly.
I can fly. That's all it takes. That's all it takes is chocolate nuts to get you going.
Yeah, just a chocolate. Skip people's nuts. There we go. Brian Papaleo. His lips are moving different than again, that's why we rebooted the computer.
Yeah. Thanks for picking up on that, Brian.
Yeah, thanks. When does Brian Papaleo die?
I'm sure. Eventually.
Let's see. Sandy Becker. That's right.
Who's Sandy Becker?
Prior, and then Soupy. Uncle Fred Scott. Look at that. They're pulling out. These guys are older than me. And Officer Joe Bolton. These guys are pulling out the early on.
All right, Axel J. Don't you have to go somewhere?
It was Chief Halftown, Sally Star, another. These people remember more than Wonderama got me hooked on magic. Me too. That's your buddy John. Remember he wanted you dead yesterday?
John.
Many of those shows.
John, did you let those children go?
It's my friend John Galasso. That's my blood brother, John.
Finally, John Galasso shows up again. We thought John was mad at us.
He's been in the missing for a while,
Yeah.
Oh, don't leave, Axel J. We're only joking.
No, go.
We're good.
Just go. If you could take John Cimino with you, that'd be awesome.
I know it's Big J Sorensen. We love Big J. Big J works with a great radio guy for a really long time. He's with Joey Reynolds.
All right. Why don't we start bringing some pictures up before we lose the 8 viewers we have?
You want the scariest picture of them all?
I'll
bring him on when we pull up something that's relative to him.
He knows everything.
He does know everything. As a matter of fact,
he's got more useless knowledge than I do.
He does. And I tell you, I interestingly enough, he was living in Chicago and where Bozo was and all that. And I'm sure he knows the names of the people and all this stuff. The Bozo thing too, I really enjoy. Why? Because Bozo used to have the supermarket cart that they let you go through and grab anything you want in the supermarket. Remember that? Yeah. With all the toys. Yeah. And then you'd roll it in. There'd be a bicycle and like all these toys full of stuff. And I remember thinking, oh my God, if I could get on that show, I could grab I grab this, I grab that. I just grab all this stuff.
But what you got to do? The key to that is packing them in the cart correctly.
Yeah, when you leave. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just throw like 3 things in there and have them all go diagonal. You gotta put boxes next to boxes and stuff. Like I used to watch that supermarket sweepstakes, and people would get to run through the supermarket, and I'm saying to myself, wouldn't I run to like the meat section and grab all the meat? Because you got to get, the most expensive thing. So that was the thing. You run around, you see who got the most expensive stuff in the cart, add it up at the end, and the winner got their cart.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I run right to the round beef, whatever, the steaks. Keep throwing them in.
There was a great video on YouTube too, where there's a guy in like a Spanish neighborhood. He has a place that cashes Wix checks and stuff, and he's like, and it's I don't know what kind of neighborhood.
Are you kidding?
He has these kids come in, like it's like Spanish kids, like chubby kids, and they're like 7 and 8 years old. And he says, if you answer this question right, I will get you grab anything you want in 1 minute in the store. And
WIC checks? They brought WIC checks in?
no, it was like I don't know, there was a Spanish supermarket, like corner stores. What do you call it? A bodega.
A bodega.
Yeah. And he says to them, you answer this question, you could have anything you want in the store. I'll give you 1 minute. You guys, there's 3 kids, like, like 7, 8, and 12 or something. So he asked them, like, what is, like, the number for pi or something crazy? And the kids go, oh, is it 7562? And he goes, you're right. And then you see the kids, they all start running around the store and they're grabbing stuff. These kids in 30, 60 seconds grabbed so much stuff when they threw it all on the counter. He goes, I can't give you that much stuff.
This is like the stupidest game show ever.
It wasn't a game show. He was just doing it for YouTube, which is a really nice thing to do for kids. Like, they're all excited. The funny thing is they all go for the chips, the chocolate, and the sugary drinks. So I thought it was really funny. All right, let's get into this because we're burning through now.
Almost done.
Now we don't have enough. What about the show with the 2 lesbian ladies, Magic Garden, I think it was called.
Oh yeah, that was Paula and Carol.
That's right.
From the Magic Garden. I reached out to both of them. Both of them ignored me, just like my wife.
Paula and Carol. Well,
Paula and Carol.
She's a lesbian, like your
name.
Yeah.
Which Sherlock was the squirrel in the tree. And the Chuckle Patch.
Why was that thing even popular? What's the deal with that? I don't get it.
Because Carol was hot back then.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Paula was a little fatty, but Carol was a little hot.
They're still around, aren't they?
Yeah, they're still alive. I'm not kidding when I tell you they both ignored me.
Why, you tried to get them on the show?
Yeah, I tried to get them on here so we can play with their Chuckle Patch.
Oh, okay, maybe in the future. Who knows? You never know. I never heard of that. Ding Dong School. Never heard. That's see, Axel must be a little bit older than I.
Didn't we ask Axel to leave like 7 minutes ago?
I love Jay. All right, so let's move on because now we've burned through half of the show. We haven't done anything yet.
Nothing. We've done nothing
except enjoy your beautiful checkered shirt.
Yes, I'm now in plaid for the rest of my life.
All right, I found this. You didn't see this today. What is it?
Well, I can read. It says Christmas Wish Book.
1975. Do you remember you used to send us the Sears catalog of wish books?
Yeah. Well, this is where, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to take a guess that my mother would give us a catalog. Yeah. And then we circled what we wanted.
Right.
That's probably the same thing, right?
That's exactly what it was. And there was different ones, but Sears had they used to have a big fat book. It was like a big book for the holidays and stuff. I remember those days, boy. That's a long time ago. All right, let's see. Here's something cool. Oh yeah, I had one of these.
Look at the size. Look at the size of this airplane. This is a projection TV. People who go to Best Buy and spend $600 on an 85-inch TV that weighs it weighs the same as a Snapple bottle. This is the monstrosity. And then when it didn't work, like one of those that blue, green, and red light burned out. It cost a fortune to fix it, and then to get rid of this thing, you literally had to dump it in somebody's dumpster at a store and run.
I had one in my basement. I just threw out like a couple of years ago, and those things were called jets. They were jets, the red, blue, and green jets. And one blew out. I remember when I bought this television years ago, one like it was $3,500. And I remember when the jet blew out, the guy came. He was a guy from Germany. He was, it's the $2,000 for the new jet. You better off getting another television. For one jet. Yeah, I was like,
I had one was a big screen. It just stood on 2 legs, and then probably about 6 feet away from it was a projector that projected those same lights right onto the screen. I had that for years.
Hey, John doesn't have enough money to whack Walt. It wouldn't cost that much.
John, that's easy. That's easy peasy.
What do you need? In a shirt like that, it wouldn't be hard to find.
Yeah, this is easy. I'm telling you, look like a guy in plaid. I'm a plaid guy now.
Yeah, I don't go for that plaid stuff, man.
I know.
I don't know. That's like 2 dogs eating spaghetti off of a Disney movie and a plate. That's like way too far from me. So here's something interesting. Yeah.
You remember this?
I'm glad you brought it up because I wouldn't have really thought about it, but yeah.
It was crazy. We used to play this. I mean, I think the real name of it is called Skelly. That's the real name. We called it caps.
You put wax inside the caps?
Well, yeah. Well, what we did in Jersey City was we dug up with a pocket knife or popsicle stick that you made into like a spear, and you dug up the street tar when it was very hot out, and you put the street tar in there so it was very heavy. And
we didn't do that.
The premise of this was you'd have to shoot from a starting point, shoot all the way across to number 1, and shoot across to number 2, and they were across the board. And then you'd have to get to that number 13, but that number 13 was a poison box.
I kind of faintly remember that, but I do. We used to put wax in ours, we used to dig up dead bodies in Brooklyn and put them little bones in there.
This was fun. This was fun if you had like a little, a bottle cap from a beer bottle, or if you had a bottle cap from like a little laundry detergent. But then you guys started getting these guys with these caps that were, to the big, laundry detergents, and they were just blowing people away. Because what happened is you blow somebody away out of the number, and you got to start all over again.
I do remember that. I remember getting in fights arguing about it, because we were like, everyone's like, stop, and you go and see how much of the line that you're over. It's on the line. It's not on the line. It is on the line. It's You
had to be completely in the number. You couldn't be on the line of the number or in between. But this was a game we played in the middle of the street, and we had to move every time a car came up.
Yeah, boy, oh boy. Axel says we're juvenile delinquents. Did you play kick if you hit next guy next? Yeah, we played that, and catch up too, and buck and chicken fights. They were all big popular. Oh, that's what it was. Scully. That's the name of the game. Scully.
It is Scully.
That's right, Bob.
No, I think it's Skelly, not Scully.
I think it's Scully.
Somebody check that, but I think it's with an E instead of an O.
Is it potpourri or potpourri?
Yeah. Wax. Who's that? Whisk? Whisk bottle caps.
Whisk bottle.
Yeah, Brian. It's the big ones. It was like somebody would get that, and he'd shoot it, and he can hit you if he hit you. That was another thing. If you hit a bottle cap, you get to go to the next number. But if you were able to hit a bottle cap and it hit another bottle cap, so you hit 2 of them, you get to move on 2 numbers. So you get these guys with these big bottle caps the size of like a Frisbee, and they can hit anything from anywhere.
I remember doing that on the corner. I also remember playing handball against the wall, like kings. It was like king, queen, and you would sit and you'd play with a pinky, 25 cents pinky. It was Spalding balls and a pinky.
Yeah.
So rubber balls.
I remember.
You put one in here, I believe. Let me see.
I did with the stickball bat.
Oh, there you go. Spalding. High bounce ball. Yeah.
So that's Spalding. The bat is not, the ball is not to the same size as the bat. That's not the way it was. The ball was a little bit smaller than a baseball, but that is a stickball bat. But the Spalding ball could be used for anything. It's used for stickball in the middle of the street. You could use it for handball. You can use it for box ball. Remember box ball?
Box ball. But we used a stick that you used like your mother's like broomstick or whatever was it was a thick.
You can buy one. You can buy a broomstick and it had tape on it and almost looked like a bat.
That's right. Yeah, it was just a stick, basically a stick.
Listen, another thing we used to do with that Spalding ball, we'd play on the front porch called Flies Up. We would just hit it against the stairs, and then you'd catch it in the street. You'd have one outfielder on the other side of the car, and you'd have a guy in front of the car, and he kept the ground balls, and this guy caught the fly balls that if you hit the corner, it went over the car, and the guy across the street caught it.
We used to play, too, on the stoop, so we used to play jail. You have to put somebody, like, you go out and find people, you put them in jail, and then you tape the girl with duct tape and close up her eyes and turn her upside down. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we used to do it, but we used to use chloroform. We played totally different. That was the Jersey version when you use chloroform.
Bob Levy goes, what about quarters?
Yeah, quarters was great. It was pitching quarters, so we called it pitching.
Pitching.
And I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. Yep. You take a quarter, so you'd have a line far enough away from the wall, and you throw a quarter, and whoever got closer to the wall won that the quarters that were thrown. And if you had 4 people playing and you threw a quarter and you got close, you won 75 cents.
I do remember.
If you remember, you threw it and it landed on the wall, but it leaned on the wall.
What about box ball? Box ball.
I said box ball.
That's what Galasso was just saying. All right.
Everybody stood in 4 boxes.
Manhunt.
Hit it.
That's what it was called. Manhunt. Sorry, I cut you off. Manhunt.
Yeah, Manhunt. We used to play Manhunt, but that got out of control because one team used to literally shimmy their way up to somebody's roof, and you could run from roof to roof, and nobody was chasing you on top of the roofs.
Now, let me just change the subject very quickly. Do you remember the hottest thing back in those days when you were kids?
Yes, I do.
And I got to tell you, I remember looking at her going, that is the most perfect woman you've ever seen. Great
Yeah.
smile, great this, great that, great. I mean, I remember she was in the movie 10 with
Dudley Moore.
Dudley Moore. That's right. And she was married to whom?
John Derek.
Yes, who's a great director. And
Yeah, Bo Derek.
and they lived in where? Where'd they live? Do you remember?
I'm going to say California.
No, I think they lived in like a Caribbean island somewhere or something. I don't know, something weird about it. But he was a strange dude too. He was a strange dude. But just imagine coming home to her every day and she's like telling you, "Did you take out the garbage?"
Yes, honey.
You're like, whatever you want.
Whatever you want. But that was every guy's fantasy. That was our age back then.
What was the fantasy before that?
Farrah Fawcett.
That's exactly where I was going. That was every guy's fantasy. Yeah, this is really cool though. It's funny because we grew up with that. That was what we thought, beauty should be. And I still think she looks great today. As a matter of fact, she's still alive. We should get her on the show. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She was just in Tommy Boy, I think, the movie Tommy Boy. Not recently, but she was in Tommy Boy. But if you remember, there was a scene in 10 where she was topless.
Yes. Do I remember? I remember.
And that used to be on Womeco Home Theater, which we've talked about 1,000 times on this show. But if you didn't have the box, you could still go to channel 68 and it would be all scrambled. But if you knew when that part was coming on, you could see nipples.
Yeah, and nipples were a big thing when you're.
And it was quick, and it was like that, but you saw them.
I'm going to leave that alone. So you brought this up too.
I'm telling you, this was one of the shows that you had to see. You had to get home and see it.
And all the characters were so much fun too. I remember. I mean, this made John Travolta made him. Was it like Denzel Washington?
No. Well, his name was Freddie Boom Boom Washington, but it was Lawrence Hilton Jacobs.
That's right. And Gabe Kaplan, who's still alive, performing stand-up, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
Country.
He's a professional poker player.
That's right.
The guy in the back with the yellow shirt, that was Ron Palillo, played Arnold Horshack.
Died of overdose or something?
Did he? I didn't know that. I thought it was just old age. Juan Epstein, was Robert Hedges. He died.
The girl?
I'm sure Mr. Woodman in the middle, the principal, he's dead, I'm sure. And the wife was pretty cute, Julie Connor.
The thing I liked about that show the most was he would always end off the show with a joke. And I loved jokes. I remember, I could tell you some of the jokes he did. I remember one about a monkey. I just remember, and I didn't realize at that age I liked comedy. I didn't realize I liked comedy. But at this point, I remember him doing jokes at the end, and it was always fun. Here's something else.
When did you find out you liked girls?
When I saw a nipple of this girl.
On Womeco.
I didn't have much time to do anything with it.
That right there. See that right there? I like that. But this was, oh my God, everybody had, that was a boombox.
Yeah, and the lights went up and down. It was very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it showed that the music was on. You had a cassette tape in there. There was no CDs back then. And you had the radio, but that you would take outside, whoever had one at the time, and you'd play that as you were just sitting somewhere outside with your friends.
And electronics were new back then, so when those lights used to dance up and down according to the volume, that was like a big thing. I know you look back at it now, it's almost ridiculous, but if you think about it, back then, that was cool electronics.
That's almost like on Twilight Zone when they have like the computer and it's just lights blinking. And a spool of thread spinning around like tape. That was a computer back then. This was our, you went outside. There was no iPods. That was a boombox, and if you had a really good one, it was really loud.
I'm trying to keep this clean. So Rob Levy writes, so Farrah Fawcett still has the poster on my wall with no tacks or tape. Yeah, I get it. I know where you're going. That's very cleverly.
Of course we do.
On your wall. Okay. Here's something funny too. John Travolta studied acting in Danville, Kentucky at the Ponier Playhouse. Ponier Playhouse? I didn't know
Ponier.
that. Huh?
I didn't know that either.
It's always
And I'm not even sure that I care to remember that.
up your nose with a rubber hose.
That was the big saying on Carter.
Classic
Up your nose with a rubber hose.
Yeah, classic TV was fun to be home. There was a lot of fun stuff back
But
then.
that was just one of them, because you know what? All those other ones took place somewhere else, but that took place close to us. It was in Brooklyn. You know, he was the teacher in Brooklyn who came back to Brooklyn to be the teacher, and he was a sweat hog, Gabe Kaplan, when he left, and then he came back to teach sweat hogs, and that's what
right.
they were called, sweat hogs.
Now, I think you gave me this photo.
I did.
Now, that has come back, by the way. Over the holidays, I had one of these given to me with the little prints that come out with little stickies that you stick on your refrigerator and magnets and stuff. They print them right out on little ones. Now, that's a 600 Polaroid film. This was huge for a long time before Polaroid fell. It was huge.
And it cost a lot of money. Like, you did not, and Rodney Laney does a joke about, you know, you didn't waste a picture. You know, somebody says, "Hey, take a picture of me." You're like, "Nah, I only got like 6 left." Yeah, I only got 6 left. I ain't gonna waste.
I know what the burn was. You ever shoot a picture and it doesn't come out right, and you're like, "Oh man, I just wasted that one." Oh,
or even worse yet, half of it comes out,
yeah,
and the other half didn't. Because anybody who doesn't know what this is, you would take the picture with that big clunky camera. Right, and then it would shoot out the photo on the bottom, but it would be black. And then over time, you would shake it.
Yeah, like the shaking really mattered for the chemicals to hit.
For the chemicals to act quicker, and then slowly but surely, you look at it, and it's developing before your eyes. This picture.
Yeah, it was big for a long time. Now, when you start thinking of physical, who do you think?
Hang on. Joey Callahan does a great. You ever hear Joey Callahan joke about this?
No. What is it?
He's talking about how kids today, with their cell phones, can take a picture of their private parts and just send it to somebody else. He goes, back when I was a kid, I used to take one of these Polaroids, take a picture of it, start shaking and go, "Oh man, you're gonna love this. She's gonna love this." You know, and he goes, "I gotta put this in an envelope, and in 6 days when she gets this, she is gonna be so hot."
That joke kills with the millennials.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
How about when you think of physical, what do you think of?
I see Bob Levy wearing that. That does look a little like Levy and Rumba together.
Yeah, that kind of combination there. But remember when we used to wear sweatbands and headbands? Sweatbands. That was like another silly, dumb thing. It looked good on chicks, though. On women, it looked really good if they were going to the gym when they were all dressed up and stuff, you know.
Let me tell you something. Guilty. I wore the sweatbands. I still don't sweat. It's supposed to stop the sweat from going down your arm to your hands. But if you don't sweat, why wear them? But I did.
I wish I had one of those today. I did a stress test at the heart doctor. They put me on the treadmill with the girl. This girl comes in, you know, and before Dr. Patel comes in, Dr. Patel is the heart doctor. They have this.
They all are.
Some 20-year-old girl, and she's like, "Lift up your shirt, stick this, all this stuff on you. Get on the treadmill. All right, we're going to start you off at this one level, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, and we're going to bring you. The doctor will come in at 5.0 once you get your heart rate up to 140." I'm like, "Okay." So she's
Where's
like,
my sweatband?
"He's at level 2. He's at level 3. All right, doc. He's at level 4." And I'm he's at level 4, and I'm waiting. He'll be here any minute. I'm like, "How long am I supposed to go this?" And then but Patel comes in and he goes like this. He goes, "My friend, you must wear your mask. You have to wear your mask. You can't. You can't wear." I'm like, "What?" He's, "You got to wear your mask." I'm like, "You serious?" And he goes, "Yeah." So I put the mask on, and I'm like, he goes, "All right, let me check your chart." And I'm like, I'm at 4.5 on uphill on the jug and on the juggler, and I'm like, this Indian guy is telling me I got to wear a mask. I'm like, "What are you?" I'm almost about to curse. Are you crazy? I got to wear a mask. I mean, if I had COVID, I would purposely blow it on him.
At that point, now that stress machine has to be all fumigated.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you ever make 5?
No, he said I was fine. See you next year with the heart thing. I was like, okay.
But the sweatband, I wore the sweatbands. I don't think I've ever worn the headbands.
No,
Um,
that's for women or you know what I mean.
I have a cousin in California who wears those headbands all the time. She wears them. She's my age, and she wears them
To this
all the time
day,
till this day.
she time traveling
She
between
might be. She might be. Now I got to call her and see where she is. She might be in the 2032 by now.
No, not in the future. I'm talking about she time traveling from the past.
Yeah, but she's bringing them. I mean, we're talking about them.
She's watching Die Hard 1 right now, right?
Just came out.
Look at this silliness.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
This was such a big thing back in 1977.
Was it 73 and 4?
No, 77, I believe.
1 or 2, like 2.
This is Star Wars 1. Star Wars.
But it came out in 73, I think. It was 2 or something.
I would bet 77.
Okay, I could be wrong.
You're going to be wrong.
Yeah.
But listen, this up here, it's got all of it buried in there.
This
But
up
those
here.
things, my cousin, I have my cousin Eddie has all of those things still in the wrapper, the original cartons
Really?
when they came out. Yeah. But you know what? He missed the boat, I believe.
What's
I
he
don't think
waiting?
anybody's going to pay big bucks for those anymore.
What's he waiting for? I mean, like, what are you waiting to get rid of him for?
I guess he's waiting for Star Wars 29 to come out.
Maybe when he dies, you want to lay it all around his coffin and go, remember these things you never opened up? Let's open them up, put them all in a coffin. Hey,
Yeah, but that was a huge movie back then, and actually, it's probably bigger now than it was back then. That Star Wars thing, nobody was doing futuristic movies.
I have a Princess Leia Pez dispenser.
Yes, he does. Yes, and that could also stick to the wall. I'm betting too.
Do the Indian voice again. It sounded Irish to me. Come on.
Right.
I don't do voices. I do one. Speaking of voices, I got this puppet here. Look at this wall. This is so cool. It was a birthday surprise the other night, and my dummies were up in the garage. I didn't want to take them out, so I just grabbed one from my collection. Look at this guy. Wait a second. Hang on a second.
I remember that guy. It looks like Bob Rumba.
It is. What do you think of it? Wait, let me just get him straight. There he is. What do you think? There you go.
Who is that?
I don't know. Let me fix this. I don't use him. He's it's a wonderful. Let me see.
What's the voice? What's the voice you use with this puppet?
It's the old man. What the hell you want anyway?
So it's Walter. Oh, not Walter. What's his name? Smiley.
My name is Walt. All right, Walt.
Smiley.
Isn't that cool? That's a great looking puppet.
And he does the same.
What the hell are you want?
Let us shake that stick.
I like to shake your stick. Anyway, it's a set. Yeah, I gotta go put it back.
That puppet he just insulted me.
Did he really? I didn't mean to. Oh, there you go. Susan says, I like him. I think she's talking about you, Walt. She likes you.
Yeah, maybe. What's her name? Sharky?
Joey Reynolds was the promo director of Star Wars. Get out of here. I didn't know.
Did not know that. Good thing we didn't. Good thing he didn't listen to us.
It's amazing that Joey he knows everybody in showbiz. He's like
man on everything.
He's really cool. Hey, this is interesting. I had one of these. I didn't have it. My mom had this car when I was a kid. Swear to God. Yeah, the AMC Gremlin.
That was the sister, the ugly sister of the AMC Pacer, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Pacer was the round, bubbly one that you say when you hit it in the back, all the glass would break all over the place.
Yeah, that Gremlin is.
They used to say it was like driving in an egg.
Yeah, that one there. I never had a desire to have a Gremlin or a Pacer, or a Volkswagen.
Very popular. Very popular. Here's another crazy thing. This was huge for a while. Remember that?
I saw that. That I had. Everybody had one of those.
I think so. I remember walking, driving through anywhere. You'd see every car was locked with one of those stupid things.
The club.
Yeah, it was so stupid.
If you remember when they were selling that, there was a police officer saying, "If you're afraid your car is going to get stolen, you need the club." He'd pull this thing out, and I couldn't. I mean, back then that club had to be about $40 or something like that. I didn't have the money for that.
It was
so I got
Joe Bolton, who was doing that for you.
I got the love.
Did you give me this? Did you put this in here?
Yes.
The Reggie bar?
The Reggie bar. It was a chocolate round lump of joy. It had peanuts in it. It had caramel in it.
Hey, if you want something that's a lump of joy with some nuts.
It's something today. It's almost like a payday today, but it has chocolate on it. It was literally one of the best candy bars ever.
Not to me.
No.
I mean, I loved candy bar. I used to eat the $1 million bar. We had lots of crispy, nutty, kind of stretchy stuff in it. It was cool.
Yeah, well, hang on. The $100,000 bar, did that have chocolate and nougat and peanuts? It didn't have crispy crunch in it, right?
It had crispy crunch in it. When you pulled it, it had like caramel or something that would stretch.
This had that. See, I think that you didn't like this because you thought it was some kind of a sports thing.
I didn't like sports. No, I still don't like sports, but it could be. I also used to eat whatchamacallit.
I love that whatchamacallit. But it's not like this.
Almond Joy.
Not an Almond Joy guy. I'm trying to. There's a candy bar that's almost this today.
Chunky. Give you chunky, little square, little chocolate, the nuts.
I love that, man. That's a big chunk of heaven.
Chunkies?
Yeah. I love them, man. I'm on a diet.
At this age, what I had tonight, a couple chocolate covered almonds. I'm happy. Speaking of which, you look a little chunky in this check-it outfit. How's the diet going that you've been on with the shakes? That's, by the way, how's that going?
You want to know something? I swear to God, I've been on this. I've been drinking water and drinking shakes and eating chicken and eating turkey and eating celery with a little bit of peanut butter on it, and it's not been bothering me. I thought
down to 4 chins. How's it going?
I'm down literally 10 pounds already in like a week. Getting rid of all the toxins inside me, and I'm not tired, so I don't need nuts.
I'm with you. I'm happy to hear that. So it's really working for you. It's really you're doing it. You're doing well. You're doing good.
Yeah, and I thought for sure that listen, if I want to go out to Outback and have a steak or wherever, I can do that because it's not going to kill me. Just stop drinking soda. Do a little bit of exercise. Frankie Del Pizzo turned me onto this diet, and it's so far I'm very happy with it.
I'm happy to hear that.
Myself.
Good for you, brother. And tonight, when you go to sleep, don't think of this. When you go put your head on that pillow, don't think about the Reggie bar. Okay.
I'm gonna go get something that
you'll be like, put your head on the pillow, you'll be picturing orange and REGG. Like, Well,
that you know what happened one time? It's a funny story. They gave those out at Yankee Stadium when Reggie was there, and Reggie hit a home run, and everybody threw their orange Reggie bar on the floor. The whole field was covered with Reggie bars. They actually had to send people out there to pick them up.
Oh, yeah. Bonomo's Turkish taffy. I used to eat that too. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that one time before.
One on the shows. Yep. Look at this. Oh, John just said, I just got a call, a message from my old girlfriend, but I'd rather watch the show. That's so funny because she just called me before the show.
Yeah. Actually, that's because I told her to call you.
How about this silliness too?
God. Dude, I had them.
We all had them.
I had those, and it wasn't even those were my everyday skates where I would just skate in the street. Like I would skate to the corner store.
You know, it's interesting too. When originally we had little kids, we had skates, and they had the metal wheels with the ball bearings in them. And then later on, in the late 70s and early 70s, they came out to neoprene wheels. These wheels were expensive. They rolled faster. And they didn't get eaten up as well as the metal ones on the street, like these.
Yeah.
And you had the stopper that you had to replace. That stopper. You took a flop.
Yeah, but that stopper wasn't made to stop you going forward. That was made to stop you going backwards.
Yeah, yeah.
You couldn't stop forward because you'd be putting your foot and you'd flip over like you're hitting a bike. But the point was with these, when we were kids, we had the ones, it was a metal thing like you were talking about, and it clipped onto your shoe, the sneaker or whatever you had on, it clipped onto that already. This one here, you didn't have to wear your own sneakers. These were your sneakers.
That's right. They used to come with the key. The metal ones came with a key. I forgot
you tighten them. You'd put them up on your foot, almost like when you went to Tom McCann's and
That's
that little
right.
foot thing that measured your foot came tight. They would lock that, and your sneaker would be
key. You used to carry the key on your neck,
skate
like
key. It was
your
a skate key.
I forgot all about that. Now here's something
Yeah.
you didn't know about, but I put it in.
The uncandy.
Unknown.
What is that?
Candle. The uncandle.
Oh, uncandle.
Now these were like little candles that would float in water.
Okay. They still have those today.
I just remember seeing these as a kid. It was a popular thing, the uncandle, because candles made of all wax, and these are like floating candles in water, and they would run forever. The water would get less. I don't know what the heck the water was, but
wait a minute. So you didn't put those in the tub with you? There was water in that base?
No, there was some kind of oily liquid in there that it would feed those candles over a long period of time instead of wax. It was it was just weird. It was, I don't know, it was really popular. Here's something else that's strange that everyone has as a little kid.
You never brought that up before.
No, we never had
that.
That one's a really old one.
Yeah, but I mean, all you did was you cranked that little handle there, and it went, ring around the rosy, pop, pop, and then a scary clown would come popping out of it. And then when you were done, you pushed them back in, you closed the top of the box, and you did it again.
Was it ring around? Was it diddle?
Yeah, it was the Mr. Softy song.
Yeah, kind of crazy. How about this? You didn't see this one?
Oh God, I forgot those
Riddle Cups. Dixie
the Riddle Cups.
And I think they made ones with jokes too.
That's funny. You should bring them. I love those. Growing up, I mean, you had those little cups inside your bathroom. Like after you brush your teeth, you wash your mouth out with the water. But those had the little dumb riddles on them and the jokes.
I do remember liking these a lot, and I just ran into it today, and I was like, "Damn, I forgot all about that." Here's something else too that you probably don't remember. Felix, the cat, the wonderful, wonderful cat. I used to love that he could take that bag and do a bunch of stuff with it. Hey, by the way, here's something else real quick. I ran into this today, and you didn't know about this coming up, but this is something that was technologically really cool in the 70s, or maybe late 60s.
Oh, what is that? Is that the name puncher?
Yeah, I think it's
label maker.
Dymo label maker. But the way you did it was you went click, 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 click to J, and go, and it would make the J in there, and then you go, all right, O the O, and then at the end you'd pull off this little plastic strip. It was a little plastic strip with your name on it. You could peel it off and stick it somewhere and make a record.
That's
very organized, organized in a hard way. I mean, every secretary back in 1970 must have been like having a real fun with that little thing.
Yeah, and then they came out with the Brother P Touch, where you would just on a computer, a little keyboard, type it in, and then it would print it out for you. But that one there, back when we were going to school, you had to put your name on your locker, or you put your name on your books, or you put your name on your bike.
You name on the locker. Forgot that too with the lock. Yeah, that's another thing we used to all have our little lock with lockers.
Yeah, and you get the the three combination thing, the combination, but that it would actually push the letter up. So if you looked on the other side, you'd see the indentation of the J.
Yes, it was. It was
somehow
kind of.
Yeah, it whited it on top. I mean, it was always white. So whatever
when the pressure came through the plastic, it created whiteness on top.
That's
from
right.
The puncture.
That's right. So
somebody made $1 million with that thing.
Right. That pea soup green. When you had the label, it all stayed pea soup green except the part that got pushed up became white.
Look, I have a bunch more here. I'm going to buzz through two real quick because I have Bob down here. I'm going to bring Bob in. By the way, here's another one. Do you remember this one? Another crazy thing.
Cassette recorder.
Yeah,
that was a good old thing.
But when you use that tape recording, when you made the recording, you have to press two buttons really hard down to make the recording. And then,
that was the other thing. You couldn't just hit record. You had to hit play and record.
Play and record at the same time. And here's something else that was great.
Atari.
The Atari. Everyone loved the Atari. That was a big thing in the early 70s, boy. That was the beginning of the revolution of home gaming.
That is the beginning of the end of our children.
That's true. Hey, here's this. What is this?
Is that the Partridge Family?
Yeah, if you're a kid in the 70s, what was that? That's the Partridge Family.
The Partridge Family. So that was, yeah.
Here's something interesting too that everyone had as a kid. Another weird thing.
Piggy Bank?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody had a piggy bank
Yeah.
because you didn't get a lot of money. I mean, if you had some coins and stuff like that, you threw it in there. But, our government is phasing out coins now.
I know. But I remember when you had a piggy bank as a kid, when you couldn't, in order to open it, you had to crack it.
Well, that one there doesn't look like it has a bottom, like,
no, that's a good piggy bank. How about this? Whistle pops.
They didn't last long with me because I bit them. I wanted to see, if it would still blow without the whole thing intact.
Sounds like my first girlfriend. Hey, and here's something else funny too. Look at this. Remember these?
They just candles?
They were like 4-foot jumbo candles for Christmas. You put in front of your house and you plug them in, the top lights up. It was like a real.
So you put them at the top of the steps.
Yeah, exactly, on your stoop. I remember these. This was right, and then there was also a plastic Santa Claus cut out of his face, big. That you put a light in, and it was like a cheesy, like kind of like the Coca-Cola Santa.
Yeah, we lived in a 2-family house, so the deck upstairs you could hang over and hang that with a light coming down, and then it would be up in the air. So the Santa Claus would be up in the air.
I remember that hanging on a wall. And here's something else really quick.
Wow, you went nuts last night. What is that, dog food?
I did this today, actually. I did that kennel ration. Remember that dog food?
Yeah, and that's why we don't have any of those dogs anymore.
All right, one more real quick. This is New York City, 1970.
Where is that, at Times Square?
Times Square, New York's 19, I think it's 1969 or something. And look, they even had the Illuminati star in the eye that early.
Actually, that's where Paul Stanley got the idea from.
There you go. And that's what New York looked like. And I had one other picture here in New York. There you go.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome looking at that? I remember those cars and all that stuff. And it was seedy and grimy. I kind of liked it.
They those cars, if anybody didn't know this, used to get like 6 miles to the gallon.
That's right. They were big and heavy, man. That's heavy.
Those things
remember swinging the door closed?
If you got your finger caught in there, your finger was gone.
That's right. You
had no stopping it. But those cars weighed as much as the Titanic. They were made out of metal. They weren't even made out of aluminum. They were made out of metal.
Really heavy. One more strange thing here.
That is
Footsie.
Footsie. Now, is that Footsie? Yeah, Footsie. If you would tie that on one of your legs, and then you would make it spin around, and your other leg had to jump over it, right?
Right, like a kid that's spastic of some sort. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Footsie to me was a different game. But if you were at a table with a girl and your feet started touching each other underneath, that's Footsie. But this is
now, by the way, I put up a link for people to come in if they wanted to come in and say hello.
Yeah, come on in.
The only person that came in to say hello is one person, Bob.
What about Samino?
He's probably talking to his ex-girlfriend. You know why she's calling him? She doesn't want to get killed either.
Hey, Samino, do me a favor. Tell her to give me a call back.
So I'm going to bring in Bob real quick because I'm sure he has I could see him underneath the chat. He was like, he has a million things he wanted to say, and we blew through them so quickly he had no time. So here is Bob Brummer, who's all the way in where? Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, PA.
There he is. Look, he's all dressed up, fucking everything. Oh my goodness, you look like you're in 1965 in New York City.
Oh man. Hey,
what's going on, Bob?
When you were looking at Welcome Back, Kotter, the wife on there,
Marcia Strassman.
Yeah, she was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
That's right.
She played
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's cute as hell. Look at her. She's cute as hell back then. Huh?
Yeah, she played what's his name?
Yeah,
Rick Moranis' wife.
Yeah, she's gone now too. Actually,
she died. Oh, she died. Wow.
Yeah.
She died, Marcia Strassman?
Look it up. Can't you look
People-
stuff up and talk to me at the same time, Mr. Peasy?
No, yes, I can. If I go like this, I could do it. If
Well,
I go
do
like,
it. If
Bob,
I go like this, I have
you
to
have
lean forward. It's so hard.
did you have a crush on Marsha Strassman?
What's that?
Did you have a crush on her? Because I did.
I watched a movie just like a month or so ago. I can't even remember the name of the movie. It was Aaron. It was all about pilots, and she was in love with this one pilot who was like really the lead of the movie, and she doesn't end up. I
so
guess in the end she ends up with him, but not really. She's hardly in it at all. But I thought,
damn you, Rumbo, you're right again.
She's dead?
She died.
Yeah.
When?
19. She died 19. Right here. She died. I just showed up a couple pictures. She died October 24th, 2014, at age 66.
A lot of people don't know she died of COVID-19.
Yeah.
They're changing that. They're changing that.
I doubt that very much. What other trivia did you have for us, Bob? Especially, you have to know something about Wonderama.
I loved Wonderama. I loved that
So
show.
did I.
I did. I used to watch it. I'd be like, oh, man. And they would win stuff. I just thought it was really fun.
And what about Bozo?
Bozo, I was on that show like a half a dozen times.
Okay.
You know,
What
'cause
was the guy's name that owned the Bozo franchise that recently just died?
Larry Harmon.
That's it, Larry Harmon.
I met him at a television convention in Vegas, and there was a guy there doing Bozo, and they said, "Do you want your picture taken with Bozo?" And I didn't really, but I know it was the guy's job, so I'm like, "Sure, I would love to have my picture taken with Bozo." So they took a Polaroid picture, they put in a button. They put in a button for you. And they stick it through you so you could ruin your clothes. It was great. And then I said, "Hey, does Larry Harmon ever come to this?" They go, "That's him sitting right there." I didn't know what he looked like, you know? So I
Sure.
walk over to him, and I'm talking to him, and I'm like, "Can you still do the voice of Bozo?" And he goes, "Yeah," and he starts doing it. And I go, "I could do that." He goes, "Can you?" So we're both standing there like, "Whoa, Zoe, nice to meet you. Hey, nice to meet you." And his wife goes, "Where the hell did you find this guy?"
Wow.
But he
There
wanted
were
me to. He wanted me to be Bozo.
There were 208 or 206 Bozos.
Yeah.
Across the
I don't know
country.
if you know Brett
But at
Eidman.
that,
You know
but at
Brett
that
Eidman?
point, they were all off the air. The only one left was the one in Chicago.
That's right.
But they were still doing both, like sending guys out as Bozo's personal appearances.
Did you
I
know
I had a
that?
Bozo costume.
And he wanted me to do that. But it's like one of those things where you go, I don't really want to do that. What are you
I
gonna
knew
do?
I knew a guy who played Bozo, Brett Eidman. A friend
Yeah.
of mine. He was one of the original, not the original Bozos, but like one of the 208 Bozos.
Well, they make the thing is, and I could say it because it's not around anymore, but they send a guy out. They make like they charge people like $2,000, like say for that. Then they pay the guy that's doing Bozo $300, and they keep the rest.
It's
like,
classic agent.
No, I don't think I can handle that.
Sounds like every comedy booking agent to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're overpaying the acts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Rumba's got that useless knowledge.
Yeah.
Bob,
She
what
likes the
about?
cat? Ready?
Yeah.
Radio. It's higher than Mickey's voice. It's really high.
I knew you were dying though. That when I was reading off a lot of these old things, I was thinking to myself, I know you know a lot about a lot of these things. Do you remember this? Tell me if you remember this. This is one of those crazy things.
Oh yeah, stick. Yeah.
Pickup sticks. That was another silly thing.
Oh, is that
Now,
pickup
what do you have
sticks?
to do with that? What was the premise of that game? You had a
Well, you had one stick. There was two different ways to do it. Where you do pick up one stick and the other ones can't
Move.
move or fall or
Right.
anything. But then later they came up with one that was even harder that had a stick with a magnet on it. And then there's all the sticks had a metal piece in the middle of them. You had to pick them up with a magnet.
Those Chinese
it
will
was,
invent things that drive you crazy.
it was really hard. That's harder than the regular one.
How about this?
Didn't you play that with women?
U.S. postage stamps. Used to be able to go over to a machine, drop a nickel in there, and push that in, and boom, it would drop out a little stamp.
Yeah.
Do you remember this, Walt?
Yeah.
I don't.
It says 5 cents or 10 cent stamps, U.S. postage stamps in sanitary folders, not just coming out plain. They're in sanitary folders, so you can
They
lick.
have in grocery stores mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's something else, Walt, that you didn't know I put in here tonight.
Penny loafers.
That's right. What the heck was that all about?
Well, wasn't
Somebody
that they put
said
the penny in the shoe?
Yeah, you put the penny in the middle of the shoe. It's called a penny loaf, but they used to actually put a penny in it. Why?
It was in the strap that went across your foot.
But why?
I don't know.
I don't know who started that and why, but that's why they call them penny loafers, because of that. But
I think that was Bob Levy who
they
started
were
that.
just loafers to begin with, though.
Penny loafers.
Yeah.
But now they call them penny loafers, and you don't even have to put a penny in them.
Walt, here's another one that we all had, and I used to like this thing a lot.
That's an ice tray.
Now,
That's an ice tray.
Yeah, but there's something magical about that ice tray, because you'd put the water in and they would freeze, and then you pull that piece, which makes all those little, what do you call those little things that move back and forth? And as you louvers, and it just makes them all move in one section, which breaks up the ice and makes it come out nice. And it was like, who invented that? That's a brilliant thing. Look at that.
Look at that. And you got Alzheimer's from it too, because of the aluminum.
You're right. Yeah. And I also remember putting in there, when we were a kid, Rice Krispie specials, that the Rice Krispies with the marshmallows, used to make those Rice Krispies. You put those in there too and make little square Rice Krispies.
Now, you remember
if you ever spend the money trying to get a dictionary, you won't need Walt. You'll know all these words like louvers, all these words will be there.
I got Google Assistant, and even that's not answering right correctly lately.
Yeah, but you have to lean forward in order to use it. You'll never do it. I don't know. I got to lean forward.
You remember on Saturday mornings, they used to tell you that you take fruit juice, you put them in that, and then you put saran wrap over it, and you put toothpicks in there, and you'd make yourself a fruity ice thing.
Yeah, like little popsicles.
Little popsicle.
Yeah, it's like Popsicle Junior.
Hey, let me show you something here. We have to close this up, but this is something you Bob, since I need a dictionary here, tell me what the name of this is. You ready? Yeah. Tell me, what is the name?
It's a hair dryer, but it's hilarious.
It's one of the early hair dryers.
I know. It looks like you should have bagpipes or something to go with it.
Is that hilarious or what? Look at that. I mean, it's a blower that you put on your waist, the pipe that goes up to the head. I mean, it's like,
geez, your hair gets dry before you hook that thing up.
Yeah, probably.
I saw that. I was like, that was one of the early hair dryers before you had
so you could walk around and do stuff. You could walk around and clean the house. Oh, wow.
Walt gave me that one, Grease.
That's a huge movie. That was a huge movie back in the 70s.
Oh, by the way, you know when you're talking about Bo Derek before?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You should look up John Derek's wife. She was the second one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the wife before her and after, they all look alike.
Yep.
It's like amazing. He always finds a woman that looks like the last one or what. I'm like, how did he do that?
They all look like Bo Derek?
They all look pretty damn close, like they could all be related, and they're not.
Wow. John Derek died May 22nd, 1998 from cardiovascular disease in Santa Maria, California at age of 71, and his remains were cremated. How do you like that? Los Angeles, California. And you want to see his, you want to see his wife? So I'll say John Derek.
Yeah.
Bring the wives up.
I bet you'll go like, wow, they all do look alike.
Ah, well, now they're all, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are going to be surprised at who they were.
Yeah, they're famous. I'm not hitting it, but
Yeah, you're gonna be very
They're all
surprised with it.
famous.
You ready?
Yeah.
Check this out.
Make it big so we can read it.
Well, you're the dictionary. You tell it. So, Bo Derek from 76 to 98. Ursula Andrews,
There you
1950
go.
1966. Linda Evans, who was beautiful as well, 68 to 74. And
Mhm.
Patty Bears. I don't know who this
I
particular
remember that one. I remember the three.
Patty Bears. Let's take a look at her. Let's see an image of
Can
her.
you do close-ups of all of them?
Well, yes, I can. Give me a second here.
Patty Bears. Well, there they are. That's all four of them together, or three of them there together.
They are beautiful women.
Don't they look alike though? A real
Well,
lot?
They all blonde, big blue eyes, and perfect cheekbones and lips. And I mean, they are beautiful women. I mean, look at this guy. Did he deserve those three women? I mean, he's just like this hippie looking guy. Like, hey,
money buys, man. Money works.
Apparently.
That's amazing. I didn't know he was with Linda Evans.
Linda Evans was beautiful. Look at her.
Yeah.
Ursula Andress.
Yeah. This is Patty Bears when she was a kid, it looks like. I guess this is them when they're young, very, very young.
Yeah, really young.
He was married to Bo Derek first?
No, she's the second one.
It was, let's see. The way it worked was
Ursula was first. I
dates.
Wasn't
That
it?
just shows you. He was married 2 times after Bo Derek. That
Four-
just shows you that
Yeah.
every girl, someone's just sick of their garbage, man.
Yeah, it's true. But Bo Derek was the last wife. She was the fourth wife.
Oh, she was the last one?
Yeah, there was Patty Bears, Ursula, Linda Evans, Bo Derek. Kept trading them in for younger ones.
Yeah.
And look at this guy. I mean, I guess
He's a good-looking guy there.
He's a nice looking guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
I could just picture him on Epstein Island.
That'll be out soon.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, this is interesting though. Bo Derek, they all did kind of look alike, and they were all beautiful women. Oh, that's that Bo Derek now. Oh my goodness, look at that.
She looks good, man.
No, she doesn't.
No,
No,
that's not Bo Derek, is it?
I mean, she's still beautiful, but look at how old she is.
You were going to say worn.
I don't want to say warm. I would say warm. The colors are warm outfit.
You know who looks good now? I think Linda Carter looks really good. Wonder Woman.
Are you going to make me look that up now too, Bob?
Yeah, you have to leave.
A little chubby though, isn't she?
She used to have great big hips, remember? Really cool hips.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you want a woman with nice big hips because that's a woman that could bear good children for you.
That's right. And she could hold a last.
Linda Carter. She was beautiful.
Good for practice.
What do you mean? You want to see her now?
Yeah, don't you?
Bro, that is such a weird request.
No, she looks good. I'm telling you.
Nobody's ever asked us to look up this woman today.
Yeah.
Well, I saw pictures of her and she looks good. She's putting stuff up on TikTok.
Is she really?
Yeah.
She's got.
John, put a picture of Betty White up now. What she looks like now.
How about Cloris Leachman now?
Oh,
like formaldehyde.
Betty White. You want to see Betty?
Betty she was a cutie back then.
She was very pretty back then. Yeah, she was.
You know what we should do? We should do a show on sex symbols when we were growing up.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Sex symbols growing up.
Yeah.
We just blew through 4 of them.
Betty White is beloved, though. She is very beloved by
She still is.
You know, I mean, Cloris Leachman is as well, but not like Betty White. Betty White, everyone loves Betty White.
She's like 98.
Who looks really good today? What about Raquel Welch?
She's still alive.
Welch looks good.
She is still alive, and I believe she looks pretty decent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, you're blowing through the entire show next week.
Here you go.
Be quiet.
Wait a minute. Trying to get a 2020.
We're gonna have no sex symbols for the show.
You have plenty of sex symbols for the show. Calm down.
Hey, that's what we should do. Sex symbols, what they look like when we dug them, and what they look like now.
Sure.
What we look like. Okay, so
a week will give you time to buy lubrication, Walt.
What? So we're going to do sex symbols then and now, what they look like then and what they look like now before they're buried.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
If whatever they look like before, now or before they die.
Well, if we're going to do that show, I want pictures of you and Rumba at 7 years old, 15, 30, This
We
I
should
want,
do that. You know what? We'll throw those pictures up. I'll do that.
yeah, you have to want to see what the before and after because if we're going to sit there and make fun of people how bad they look, we should. I want to see
I'll
what
do
you
that.
look like 10
I
pounds
think that
ago.
would be a great show.
I
It would
look
be a great
I look worse when I was younger. I look really dorky, like
Why? Yeah, and now because now you're a John Derrick.
Yeah,
Oh,
look
yeah.
at him now.
No, back then, no, we had to wear those Clark Kent glasses. They didn't have other glasses. That's the only ones you could get.
Bob Rummel didn't understand style until he got the round glass.
I didn't get the wrong glasses until John Lennon had them. Then everybody could get them. Oh, great!
I think they look wonderful, just beautiful.
Not sure the hippo taking a dump with his.
That's not a
tail.
hippo. This is the hippo.
Yeah.
I love those. I love those little gift things. It's like there's so much fun to throw gifts in. Hey, all right. Anyway, listen, I got to cut this up. We're over by 11, 12 minutes already. But
Oh my God.
yeah, but Bob, I'm sorry I made you wait so long, but we had no choice because I had so many things to go through here. And tonight,
I
when
would
I'm
have helped to go through them faster though, because I can remember stuff. You don't remember things.
well,
You can't even remember complete sentences.
I know that things. Felix the cat.
See,
Well,
Bob, your show is going to be awesome.
Yeah, everything is awesome. Cartoons. I know a lot about cartoons. I'm a cartoon guy.
So what are we doing next week? We have a ton of ideas.
yeah, I
Oh,
wrote
wait a minute. Don't we have who's-called coming up? Who do we have coming up?
You were supposed to be a wrestler. The guy who's a wrestler.
The ring announcer.
Yeah, I also want to do one on. We're going to do a show on all these novelty things. I have a guy who owned a novelty company. Fake throw up and all kinds of stuff. And he knows about the history of everything. I want to get
like
into it too. But I also want to do Bewitched. I want to do the Partridge.
Oh yeah, Bewitched. How wonderful.
Gilligan's Island. We got to do Gilligan's Island and Batman.
And Batman. And there's a one show that show's all on their own.
Yeah, we'll do single shows on those shows. The wrestling show, Old Time Wrestlers. The ring announcer, if you remember, is Gary Michael Capetta. So he's said he would join us on the show.
Was he local there in New York?
No, I'm not sure where he is. I saw him on Facebook and I bugged him and he said yes.
Because here in Pittsburgh, there was a guy called Bill Cardell, and he used to be like not the ring announcer, but he used to be the guy who would, like the host of wrestling. And all the wrestlers, like all the guys that everybody's like, ooh, big wrestlers. One of the reasons they were in good shape, they were steel workers. They worked in the mills.
That was the
right
Pittsburgh
now,
Wrestling Association.
You and I are on top and Bob is the bottom. So if we both stand up and unzip ours, we could look like right now. Would you like to pee on Bob? Let's go. Let's pee on Bob.
Yeah.
Bob, what would you like?
What would you guys do for people on the subway system? They hold on to that weather, right?
We forgot about that thing used to hold on the subway system. Bob, so what would you like to see coming up? We've done 32 shows. I have 3 more left before I hit the 35 mark. I committed to Walt to 35 shows of cool crap we love. So
how about Timmy and Lassie? Because I know Timmy wears a shirt like Walt's.
I don't want it. Timmy and Lassie is not the one.
Cloris Leachman was on there at the beginning.
Really?
Well, before Timmy and Lassie, there was a kid.
Flipper.
Kid before that. A kid before that. I can't remember his name at the moment, but he was with Lassie first, and it was his mom and his grandpa. And then when they left the farm, they left that same set for somebody to take up the slack. And actually, Cloris Leachman was like a mom person with all that, and it really wasn't working. The guy she was with looked just like the guy that ended up being with Timmy's as a father. It's really weird. They changed a lot, but the show kept running. That's like different than now. They just
that was like Bewitched too. They had 2 Darrens there and all. I mean, that was the same thing with those shows.
I was supposed to be in a musical of Bewitched, and then they never did it. They were supposed to do it though, but yeah, and they did that in the live version, and at intermission, they would switch Darrens. That was a big deal. They wouldn't say anything. They just have another guy play Darren. That was a funny idea.
Well, next week we're gonna have another guy playing me.
Okay. I just need all I need is a checkered shirt and a head. We're good. We'll be good.
Yeah.
I gotta do.
All right, we got to fly out of here. We are 16 minutes over.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up.
Can I ask a question to John before we go? You had a thing up on.
Just make it quick. Time's up. I'm sorry.
You had a thing up. You had a thing up on Facebook of you and a guy who I don't know who he was with glasses. He was chubby.
Larry Chance.
Are you talking to me, Bob, or Walt?
You.
I had a picture of a guy with chubby guy with glasses.
Yeah, and the two of you together, and I put a picture up of Joe Besser from the Three Stooges, and he looked just like that guy without glasses.
Yeah, I believe, isn't that the guy who lives in Boston? He's a mentalist. I think I was doing a holiday party last year in Boston, and
yeah, I think so.
I think that's right. Yeah,
but doesn't he look like Joe Besser, except with glasses?
Yeah, nice guy too. He's a really nice guy. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Does he do that? Does he do that? They're like,
no, he doesn't do that. He's a
So you guys can't talk about this on the phone later, right?
No, you got to bring that up on the air.
It now. It's funny. Is there anybody still left watching this show?
There's people hanging in themselves right now.
No, actually, look, just popped in as Julie Angelina. Now, Angelina, she's part of the Real Drunk Housewives of Australia, which I have not seen the show yet, but we have
Drunk Housewives of Australia.
Real Drunk Housewives of. By the way, if you're going to be a housewife, you be sure you're drunk. I've never seen it. We have to check that out. Bring it up.
That's a good idea.
Well, our new sponsor is going to be Bob Rumble will be our new sponsor.
Yeah.
Anyway, so next week
we'll sell derbies.
Well, yeah, we're selling derbies at the end of the show. We're going to send millions and millions of derbies.
Yeah. We should.
So next week we'll try. I guess we'll bring on your wrestling guy. If not, I'll go into one of those.
No, actually, I think it's February 8th or something like that.
Oh,
so
good.
It's not
one more. Okay, one more. I just want to say, let's get out of here. And thanks for watching, guys. And just remember, anyone who ever said that laughter is your best medicine, obviously never had diarrhea. Thank you very much.
Like us on Facebook and
you mentioned
subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Your friend mentioned Soupy Sales. Soupy Sales is the greatest comic ever, I think. You don't think so? I love Soupy Sales.
Everyone loves Soupy Sales. That's right. Where do you catch us some cool crap we love? Where? Here.
On YouTube.
That's right. Go to youtube.com/coolcrap-we-love. Click. Hit that, smash that button.
Get people to vote. When you get up to 36, right? You're going to do 36 of these? Is that it?
35 is my limit.
When you hit 36, then you got to get people to vote to see if you should do 37.
I want to thank my guest, Bob Rumba.
We're almost being on here.
See you guys next week. Stay well. Stay healthy.
Bye, everybody.
I remember what they say. I went to a drugstore today for pharmacist, and I said, sorry, John, we only have the generic version of my laxative medication. And I said, I guess I'll just have to make do with that. See, you always end up